People lived there like Standing Rock together, right? People lived in teepees and in tents. And they found out what their niche was in that community. They said, somebody, and nobody told you what your job was. You just figured it out. After about a week, they cut off the water. And so every morning, before this man went to work, he would fill up water and bring it to us, and that was his job. And there was somebody else there was people that brought firewood so that that fire could keep going for 109 days. And 4 other communities around the world had a fire lit exactly as long as ours was. We have people that came in and they knew how to bead and they taught beading. And some people were good at talking to kids and they had games for the kids to do. And some people were good at getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, which I am not, and made coffee for everybody, right? And so people figured out what their niche was while we were there, while we were trying to figure out how to save this land from being destroyed. And we went out together and we canvassed the streets and communities and asked them to stand up with us. And we gave talks and we invited people there, and people from all different places in the world came and they had ceremony there with us. And we were able to stay there for 109 days. On day 99, a federally recognized tribe created the first cultural easement in the country between a city, a park district, and a tribal entity. It gave them the right to ensure that nothing else would happen to that land by creating this cultural easement. So they signed a contract saying that they were now part owner. They owned it. They had the rights just like the park district, just like the city. So that no one entity can make a decision without the other two saying okay. But in that contract, they also signed that no more than 10 Indians would ever gather there at one time. Whoa. And no big drum would ever be there. And we were super angry until we realized that we didn't sign the contract. So we show up there a couple times a year with a couple hundred people with no permits and do what we need to do there, and it's okay. And we invite people to come there to Sogorea Te, these acres, these few acres of land that's left pretty much untouched, where you can go there on this little tiny beach where I've had the best sleep of my life. And you could sit there and you could wonder and feel what it was like a couple of 100 years ago. But you have these big ships going through, you've got the train across the other, but you can still see it. We work on a whole bunch of issues. So this guy, Corrina Gould, who started the first 9 of the 21 missions, he became a saint a couple of years ago, right? And we fought that. Not just Ohlone people, not just California Native people, but Native people all over the world fought for this, right? And we started having these discussions about doctrine of discovery, right? And people aren't taught about this doctrine of discovery, you know? And I have friends now that are leading discussions about it, and I think that it's something that people should understand and know, because it actually is what created colonization. It made it possible. Because what it said, basically, in dumbed down language, that was that if somebody came to another land and wanted to Christianize them, and these people were dark skinned, they were only half human anyway, and you could take the land from them. And you could either Christianize them or kill them, basically, and it was okay. Emeryville was this guy that decided that that's what he wanted to do with his life. He has this quote about starting one of these missions, and they were growing wheat. And he wrote a note saying that they were having a great year in harvest in both wheat and in souls. And that souls meant that the people were dying, right? That they baptized the people. So they're having a great harvest of souls, right? And to write this thing, I was like, this guy is like, you know, for us, it's like Hitler is, right? To the Jewish people. How do you make this guy a saint? And we lost that battle with the Catholic Church. But what we decided to do was that we were always going to tell the truth to history, no matter what. And so even when I talk to 4th graders, I tell them the truth about what the history is, through our perspective and our lens, right? Because it's the truth, and people should not know the truth anymore. So this is the West Berkeley Shellmound. So the Emeryville Shellmound is the biggest one. The West Berkeley Shellmound is the oldest one. It's the very first one. For 2.5 years, we've been in battle with this developer that decided that they wanted to build on top of this Shellmound, right? Now the Shellmound doesn't look like this anymore. It looks like a parking lot. It's on 4th and University across from Spangers, right? It's a flat parking lot now.